Pickle, let's go to the hotline. And let's bring in the new head coach of the Austin Anderson Trojans. We're joined by Coach Donald Hatcher. Coach, how are you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on this morning.
How are things on the east side?
It's going good, going really good. The kids came up this morning, actually, and we got a workout in before it started raining.
Oh, fantastic! Even better. I'm interested. You know, you've spent the most recently you were the defensive coordinator at Little Elm. You've spent the past handful of years up here in the DFW Metroplex. But you're a guy who's heading back to Austin, where you have some roots there. I'm interested. How much of your history there in Austin played into your interest in this job there with the Trojans?
Oh, it was 100%, 100%. That's I grew up in Rockdale, right outside of Austin. My parents still live there. My sister lives down here, and just a bunch of family and friends live down here. So it was when we packed up and moved to DeSoto and Little Elm, we left everybody behind to start new up there. So it was 100% was knowing the area, get back this way.
You take over a program that, maybe in need of a jolt and maybe most importantly in need of a little bit of consistency. You're going to be the third head coach for these guys in the last 3 seasons. I'm interested when you talked to your guys for the first time and you addressed them as their head coach. What was your message to them?
The message was, it was clear from where I've been. I've been in this game for 20 years. And I've only been at 4 spots.
Mm-hmm.
I look for longevity. I was at DeSoto for 7 years. I was at Little Elm for 7 years. And I have a son that's going to be a freshman and then another son in 3rd grade. So for me, it's about finding stability for my family as well. So it was to tell them, to try to gain some trust with them, let them know this is not a 1 year and done for me. I'm here for as long as I can stay here. Like I love the area down here. And I know that I told them, I know you've had in the past, you've had new coaches, but trust me, and I'm going to be here with y'all guys for the long haul.
Did you sense in talking with your guys that I don't want to tell you, hey, great message, but at the same time, did you sense the sense that they needed to hear something? They need to hear somebody say, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be your coach for a while now. You don't have to worry about me looking at the door.
Correct. Yes. You could see that. And I've heard that from some of them because as soon as I was announced, the kids started reaching out to me on Twitter and through text messages and everything. So they were reaching out to me that morning after I was announced. So that was good. They wanted to hear it, and then you hear it, but then you got to show it to them too. So I was around them every day. Right now, if there's an event going on, I'm having the guys show up to support all the programs, all the other sports going on, and just building that relationship with them, letting them know I'm going to be here with them.
Talking with Donald Hatcher, the new head coach of the Austin Anderson Trojans here on Texas Football Today. Get involved in the conversation at hashtag TFToday. Coach, you inherit a program that went 3-7 last year, but a program that certainly is not short on talent. I'm interested, on the hoof when you take a look at the guys that you're inheriting. What do you see on this roster, at least for 2022, is concerned?
We definitely have some talent. We'll have a strong senior class, good leadership. And that's one thing that I can build off of. Those guys right there, Fred Dale coming back as a quarterback, threw for 2,200 yards last year. You got Jack Middleton, offensive lineman, that's a sophomore, going to be a junior that started last year. That's a phenomenal athlete. Cole Canada, he's a 2-way player at wide receiver and safety. He's a deep threat to go get something. Then you have Ivy Webb, who's my middle linebacker that was first team all district last year. And then Ed Small, who started as a freshman, that's actually starting on the varsity baseball team too in center field. So there's a lot of talent here that I can build around. And one thing that most head coaches won't say, I actually believe my offensive line will be one of my strongest positions on the field this year.
That's interesting. You don't hear coaches say that a lot, but you must be
pretty
confident.
I was fired up with it. I'm fired up with it.
Okay, that's certainly good to hear. And the other thing about Anderson that maybe people don't know, we're a football show, but this is a program that is it's been pretty successful in a lot of other sports as well.
Yes.
This is a good track program. The boys basketball, the girls basketball have both been pretty successful in recent years. How much do you think that plays into the possibility of you guys getting this turned around pretty quickly?
Big time. Right now, I'm definitely talking to all the coaches and all of the kids that play other sports, and and just asking them, what are you doing that's made you so successful with your program, and then getting the kids to be multi-sport athletes, which we've already done that. We've got 4 or 5 guys that are wanting to cross over and make a change on the football team. So for me to hear these kids that they're willing to do that, we work with their schedule. If I got one he's primary baseball, but I'm like, hey, this is when I want to use you, and parents are like, that's great, coach. If you can make this happen, we're all in 100% for football. So it's all about working the schedule and making sure that I know football is their secondary sport, but they're willing to come help the program out as long as we're able to keep them on track with their primary sport. And that's what I'm a big believer in multi-sport athletes. Those are your best athletes. And we're at Anderson going into 6A. We're not at the numbers level to compete like that. So we got to have a lot of athletes crossing over to help all the other sports be successful.
You're a longtime defensive coordinator, longtime defensive guy, and this is your first head coaching job. I'm interested. What is a Donald Hatcher football club going to look like? What can we expect from this ball club?
Well, we're going to be intense. We're going to have a lot of energy and go. I came up from Claude Mathis, from Somerville to LBJ to DeSoto, and he basically groomed me. And I'm kind of, Claude Mathis. You're getting the same version of Claude Mathis and me with the way I coach and the way I teach. Is no one's going to outcoach me on the football field.
That's absolutely right. So, that is Coach Mathis. That is for darn sure. Donald Hatcher of Austin Anderson join us here. Okay, another guy that you coached under for the past few years was Kendrick Brown. Kendrick Brown there at Little Elm, who's done a great job there with the Lobos. What do you feel like you're going to take from your time with Coach Brown that you're going to bring with you to the East Side?
With Coach Brown, I mean, when Coach Mathis went to SMU, he called me up that night. It's like, hey, I want you out here at Little Elm with me, and it was that night we started getting going. He's just a guy that, for me, he believed in me and taught me how to believe in my coaches. Let coaches coach. So, and not a micromanager. Let you do your thing and let you coach you guys and build the relationships. That's what I take from him, is that he was really good with me of getting out there and letting my guys go out there and do their thing.
Finally, Coach, I want to ask you a little bit about, you mentioned the move up to 6A. You guys are moving from 5A to 6A, and the good news is that the UIL did you a favor and put you into a real soft district.
Yes, they did. I thank them every day for that.
Yeah, no notes is teams like Lake Travis, Austin Westlake, Bowie, Dripping Springs, etc. So what's the approach here? I mean, this is a big, beefy, dangerous district. How do you approach not only moving up to 6A, but also moving up to 6A with some of the very best programs, certainly in the Austin area and arguably in the state?
Yes, well, the last 15 years, like I said, being at DeSoto and Little Elm, every year we played Allen, we played Denton Guy, we played Prosper. So playing the high level of competition like that's no change for me. It's just changing the name on the jersey. And we just got to preach to our kid. It's one game at a time, and focus on the person in front of you and not the name of the school that's out there. Do your job, and our motto this year is find a way. Find a way to get it done no matter who's on the field with us, and have fun. Have fun playing football and getting out there and making a name for yourself to where when you get on the field, people are scared to play you.
Finally, Coach, I do have to ask you, you mentioned growing up in Rockdale, and then you had some time there at LBJ. LBJ, of course, last year made it to a state championship game, themselves making history there for Austin ISD. What was that experience like for you, watching that program that you have such close ties with make such a deep run?
It was great. I mean, to see, being at LBJ, knowing where it started at and the tradition that it has, and plus the offense coordinator, Amasha Brantley, I coached him. He was our running back when we were there.
Really?
So seeing guys that I coached at their alma mater and moving forward, it's special because, those kids are a reflection of you as a coach, and to see them doing exactly what you taught them and coaching other guys to continue the legacy in our profession it was enjoyable to watch.
He's Donald Hatcher. He's the new head coach of the Austin Anderson Trojans. Coach, really appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the new job. We're so excited to see what you're able to do there on the East Side.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me on. I hope y'all have a good one.
Absolutely. There he goes, Donald Hatcher, head coach, the Austin Anderson Trojans. Join us here at Texas Football Today. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.